on the street as kids. Some never dreamed that they'd be doing the biz. Now they're headed down that roll call, scared, trading time. They're doing 5 for the sentence that the judge gives. Some sit in the cells with their books. They use the time to feed their minds, don't care about the dirty looks. Yo, I take for what it took to be a crook. Push your head, yo, I'll never...
What's going on, everyone? And welcome to Inside the Gorilla Position. And tonight it is Shoot the Shit Saturday night. And, it was probably about a little over 2 hours ago. Excuse me. I did not know about the huge and epic news. I did not watch wrestling last night. I chose to watch some other things. Did not know about Brock Lesnar walking out, but did not know about the epic news. I'm still wondering if this is true. But at the age of 77, after promoting 37 or 38, WrestleManias, Vincent Kennedy McMahon has retired from the WWE, and Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan are now the two people that are overlooking the, so to speak, ship. So without further ado, I'm going to bring it in. As always, the first person that enters is the first person that gets in live, and that's the APOC. And I believe last week when you and I had talked.
First of all,
yeah,
Brock Lesnar never walked out. He got upset that McMahon freaking retired. But
all right, calm down.
Don't listen to the sheets.
We'll get into that. We'll all get into this. Calm down.
No, I'm not calming down. It's 10 o'clock at night, you jackass.
It's a summer night, and I have kids, and I'm out enjoying my pool in the hot summer night, pal. Sorry.
No, you can do it without pool, right?
Yeah. So anyway,
take a 28-5 beat like the Red Sox got.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not worried. All right. Without further ado, so we can get into what's going on, the 3 different subjects I'd like to talk about this evening, we'll bring in Mr. AJP himself, Mr. Adam Jack Pelly.
What'd you do to your camera? It looks like you jerked off all over it.
He does not fornicate.
Yeah,
your camera looks really foggy.
You been watching some Pure-Zone or what?
The Jesus would cut his penis off if that happened.
Does he speak Pure-Zone?
Nope. Want to become famous? Buy flowers. What the hell is this shit? Look at this.
I saw it. Don't even bother putting it up. It's not worth it. Some jackass. So, let's touch on McMahon retiring.
Let's just talk about first, before we get into Vince, maybe some other people will tune in. So I hadn't really posted much in a while. And I'll tell you, I didn't know what to think on what I watched with Titus O'Neil's speech on Monday night. But with everything that's basically come out of what's come out of this, I now see quite possibly why Titus might have came out with this type of speech. I think it was known before news had broke that Vince was going to step down and retire.
They're trying to change the image of WWE. And, Capelli put up a post probably yesterday.
Yeah.
And I agree with him. He stepped down before ramifications came. But what you people got to understand is that man owns 80% of the company. If he didn't want to go nowhere, he wasn't going nowhere. They weren't firing him. They weren't forcing him out. He did that because he knew that shit was going to hit the fan very bad for the company.
I think
so. He did it.
All right, hold on a second, Pelly. Wait your turn. Let him finish.
I think he did it for the good of the company, to be honest with you, because he's got an ego bigger than Texas. There's no way he just decided to retire. There's got to be more to it. There's got to be more. Like I firmly believe that stuff was going to come out bad, and that's the reason why he stepped down the way he did. Go ahead, Pelly.
Go ahead, Pelly.
I just think he loves the business so much. He didn't want to take what he created over the years, which you could say is his child as well. He just didn't want to get tarnished with what he did. So by stepping down, retiring, I think he's like saving face, man. Like if this would have gone on and on, it would only tarnish him, would tarnish the company. That's another reason why I think Titus O'Neil mentioned religion and politics, because those are the two things that divide the world more than anything else. Yep. And you mentioned those things, and then you mentioned it's all about sports entertainment and being humanitarian and helping. That's why they put the babyface up there. So with Vince retiring, hopefully.
Yeah, but they just brought him back, though.
Vince dealing with this, not the WWE.
They just brought Titus O'Neil back. He's been gone. They let him go.
Titus hasn't been let go. Titus works in the front office.
Yeah,
that's not what I heard.
He's the baby face of WWE.
He's one of the guys that goes out on all like if there's a thing with like the Special Olympics or going to give turkeys to the poor families. Titus O'Neil's an ambassador.
But then of course you have did anybody see the tweet that Sideshow Bob decided to put out after Vince stepped down?
What?
That he's the longest tenured CEO in wrestling.
I don't think he put that. I think he put that as a joke, man.
He's still a clown. He's an idiot and he's a clown. Sorry,
Mike. I know.
I'm with him.
I know you don't like him, but can I tell you something? I think that's funny. I do.
You would.
I do. I think it's funny. Because technically, he's probably not the longest tenured CEO.
No. Corbin is from TNA.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of funny how, they said Brock Lesnar walked out of SmackDown and that all these mark sheets are saying that, he's going to get buried for being unprofessional. He never walked out.
I can think he might have started off hot, but then Vince might have called him and say, hey, I'm doing what's better for the business. You do what's better for the business and continue on doing this. Maybe that's what happened.
And Laurinaitis has been fired. He has been.
John Laurinaitis has been fired
immediately.
Really?
Dude, it broke right after Vince announced that he's retiring.
Good, I hope Pritchard's next.
Right now, Pritchard's head of creative.
Oh my!
Triple H is back with talent relations. He's the head of talent relations.
I wouldn't be too surprised in the near future you see Paul Heyman head of creative.
Why would they put Pritchard the head of creative?
I think that's what's probably one of Vince's demands.
Demands? You retired. See you, buddy.
Dude, I'm telling you now, he retired for other reasons. He just didn't up and retire, dude. Something was big was gonna come out.
Mike, I listen. From the time you heard that over, let's just say since they went back and they just said from 2004 to now it was up to $16 million of hush money he paid out.
Right.
I'm not dumb to think that nothing else is going to come out. That obviously is the obvious thing, and I think a lot of reasons why you've seen Linda McMahon and you did not see Linda McMahon no more, and it had nothing to do with the fact that she was in a political career. I think it had to do that her and Vince have been split up longer than what the public is being led to believe.
I think with
And I
hiring,
and I
As far
wouldn't.
as
I
he's
would. Go ahead. I don't want to be all jumbled up. Just you know what I'll finish after.
hiring, he's taking the heat off the WWE, and the heat's going on him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he should take responsibility of what he did, but he doesn't want all that heat on WWE itself. Maybe that's the
I
reason
under,
why he retired.
I wouldn't doubt it. I like yes. You know, I wouldn't doubt that. Like I said last week, that it wasn't going to be long before I had one of the things I said that it would be 6 months and Vince McMahon would be gone altogether in the WWE.
you did say,
And I know that you put it you don't he's taking the heat. No matter if he's gone or there, okay? The WWE name will be involved with that.
yep.
What happens with him leaving, and I said this from the get go, I said this last week, if you want to rewind it, it's a big company, it's publicly traded. This is bad for business. Bad for business. Hence why he stepped down. Hence why Stephanie McMahon was promptly put where she needed to be.
So she is now.
Then after things broke, that since 2004, $16 million of hush money was paid out, and now now this is 2 weeks later, he is now retired. I had said in 6 months he'd be gone because I felt there would be people on the board. I felt there would be people who pay lots of money that sponsor the WWE. Not only the sponsors, but the people who make all the merchandise of the involvement of one Vince McMahon being and having anything to do with that company in the year of 2022 with the way of the cancel culture society that we live in. I knew this had to happen. Had to.
Yep.
Doesn't matter about him taking the heat. This is so like this is so huge that the heat is not even like the heat is just like when you think about it, it's not like it's the WWE, man, and it's Vince McMahon. It's not one of the performers. It is Vince frickin' McMahon. And I believe, yes, I believe it had to do with the realm of things. But there is no way you cannot tell me that he has not been in meetings with very important people, publicists, people who help him, like his lawyers and things of that nature, that haven't given him the best advice on what to do for that company. We're talking, man. We're talking, dude. We're talking being the owner of a company and telling people to provide. You will provide me with sexual favors in order to flourish in my company.
You know how many places that happens though?
Yeah, I understand that, man. But how many places does it come out that it is a fucking dude? That's like somebody coming out and saying Bob Barker used to fucking say, I know how to press the magical button with my foot so you can win the fucking prize every week if you sleep with me. But it's same, and that's the way I look at it. Vince McMahon has been on your TV for the past 40 freaking years and 30 in mainstream television. Yeah, that this just ain't anybody, man. This is fucking Vince.
Okay, we get it. You long-winded fuck. I don't know. It's just let's hope WWE gets better and they go back to wrestling.
Yeah. So is it?
Go ahead,
Is
Pelly.
it for the good of the company or the not the better? Like for the future of WWE? Is it not
Oh my
perfect man to
God.
step down? Is this the right time?
But didn't we just say it's for the good of the WWE? We said that,
okay,
right?
I know what he means about good of WWE. I think he means about the good of the product, not for the image, so to speak. That's what
the product. Yes,
for the product.
That's what I mean.
Will it be good for the product? Okay, hear me out. I've seen nothing wrong with the product since WrestleMania and about a month going into WrestleMania.
No,
there's always a little bit of crap, don't get me wrong. But in general, the show, the week in and week out, it hasn't been that bad. And that's even with the loss of Cody. It's even with the fact that Roman Reigns, who people said, oh, you got to have your champion on television, or no. It's another fact that you really don't have to have your champion on television, because I believe that the WWE has fooled you to believe that the women's division now is just as important, if not more important, of a title that flows around in that company.
It's not, though. It's the shit.
Listen, I knew you were going to say it's not, though. But people watch it fucking... It's not! But it's the main event almost every week!
Oh my God, I can't stand it. Not on Raw, it's not.
No, seriously. It's the main event every week.
What? Are you high?
The main event every week is almost surrounded lately around the women's title.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is.
Where and when?
On Raw. On Raw. Prominently on Raw. If you look at since WrestleMania.
What are you smoking? If I want some.
Other than Cody, the women's matches have been highlighted as main events.
Mid-card.
Nah. Past couple of weeks with the big time Becky things, that stuff was all main.
That's all mid-card. It's at the end of the first hour. That's not main event. Is like ending the show, closing the show out.
The women's have been closing the show. What closed the
last
few weeks? Last week they did.
Yeah, that's the first time they've done it
and then,
months.
No, and then I believe two weeks before that they closed with Becky and Asuka.
Speaking about women's wrestling,
it just seems to me like they feel that the women's side of things takes care of the storyline. That's just the way it feels to me, especially now more than anything.
And speaking about women's wrestling, they did the right job putting Liv Morgan with the title, because that kid's turned into a rock star. She's molding into one of the best women's wrestlers in the world right now.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. Yeah, I wouldn't go that. Yeah, she's mold.
Don't go that far. No, she's not.
Give her a couple runs.
No, she's not.
That's your opinion. I love you for your opinion, man, but
she's not. No way.
I don't think so.
As much as I hate to say it, Charlotte Flair is probably the best women's worker in the business right now. That's on like a national program. Tessa Blanchard is by far way better than Flair, but her mouth and her racism gets in the way. That's my opinion.
Go on, Pelly. I need to find out why you think Liv Morgan is all of a sudden.
Works the way she creates her own aura as a babyface. I think she's probably one of the better baby faces women wrestlers. Like the way they molded her, the way they created her into this position. I think they took their time with it, which they should have.
Dude,
And
the only
now,
reason why she's got that title is because Rousey demanded her to get it. That's it. That's the
I
only
don't
reason why
think
she
Ronda
has it.
Rousey pushed.
I'll give her this. Liv Morgan is a hard worker. Okay, Liv Morgan, given the time, has done a lot with the time she has been given. Okay,
Yeah, I
but to
agree.
honestly say that she's one of the best wrestlers the WWE has, hell no. Is she one of the better pro sports entertainers that they have right now?
Yes.
Yes. But I don't
Okay,
think
that's
I don't think
maybe that's
I
what I'm
don't
trying
think
to get at.
I
Maybe
don't
that's what I'm
think
trying
her
to
in yeah, I don't think like put it this way. I think Carmella's a better in-ring performer than
Yep.
Liv Morgan, and
No,
I don't think
no,
and I don't think Carmella's that good. I think Carmella knows how to use the shtick. I think then that's what makes Carmella a good in-ring performer. Is Carmella knows how to use what she got and makes
yeah,
and does
Carmella
it
can
and
put
does
it
it
better
as
on
good
the
as a
mic,
sports
but she's not
entertainer.
a better
But
wrestler.
as far as if you were to say, is Carmella a great professional wrestler? No. Neither is Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's another girl. WWE has given her the time, and she's using what she's got and doing what she knows. And she so she hasn't dropped the ball.
And I will state it again. The only reason why she has that title is because Ronda Rousey herself said she wants to drop it to Liv Morgan.
She advocated for Liv Morgan.
Yes. So, and they went with it.
And it's, so to speak, one of the main reasons creating the heat between Natalya and Liv Morgan right now, because Natalya and Ronda Rousey are best friends.
Well, you can agree with me a little bit. What they're doing is working. Putting the belt on.
What do you mean?
Working.
I said I agreed with you as far as being a sports entertainer. Right move, yes. It's nice to see that she has gotten her push. Yes.
Yep.
Because she has put a lot in over the past few years. But to say that she's becoming one of the best wrestler, listen, I'm sorry to say, I'm not sorry to say. I'm gonna say it. There's a difference between pro wrestler and sports entertainer.
Exactly.
There
I
is.
got you.
She's a sports entertainer. Listen, put the bell on and say, okay, we're having a pure wrestling match, and put her in there with Asuka or Becky Lynch.
She'll get eaten up alive.
She would get fucking killed.
She'll get eaten up alive. She wouldn't even last.
Can we agree right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll agree. Good performer. And yes, because of all her hard work, I think it is a very good idea to put the belt on her. And I think with her story and the way that they let the girls talk nowadays, I believe that, yes, she is good for what is the young kids that watch the WWE product. So, yes,
Right.
I believe she's a positive role model, great influence. Have no problem with if my daughter thought that, Liv Morgan was cool, and that's a great person. She persevered, didn't take no for an answer, and yay, she's at the top of the mountain. Woo! You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you, Pelly. Your internet sucks tonight, by the way.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, a few times you went.
It's wicked blurry. Now you just
you're blurry.
Mine?
You look like Fozzie Bear.
Can you hear me?
A
I can
Chinese
hear
version.
you, but like I'm just saying, you're a little foggy tonight. Is it because it's very hot and humid and the Canadian internet isn't all that good?
The fan going.
Just because you got a fan going, don't fucking mean. Oh man,
my
I hope
God.
people who watch the repeats of this don't listen to just the voice, but like watch.
Can't stand it. It's too late at night for
my,
this bullshit.
my fan is making it. Pelly, I love you, buddy. That was awesome. I can't drink this yet. That was a good one.
Anyways. So we'll see what happens. You know, they're supposed to be going to TV 14 this Monday. We'll see.
All right.
Yeah, SummerSlam supposed to be TV 14 too.
So I want to bring that up. We're in the year 2022.
Yeah, what's your point?
With the way that the world is nowadays and all the touchy feelings, how much is the WWE actually willing to try and get away with?
I honestly think they're willing to go with a lot, considering who's in charge now.
Even though they have kids?
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's this whole reprogramming generation that we're having.
Listen, you're going to get Karens no matter where you go or what you do. It is what it is. I think that it's time for WWE to go back to wrestling and go back to the TV 14 rating. SummerSlam, like Pelly said, SummerSlam is going to be TV 14.
What is this like? Okay. So we're back into it. Pritchard's basically in charge. What does that do? Are we able to tear up what we don't like about him?
There's a lot not to like about him.
Yes,
there's a lot.
How much do you have to live with what he writes?
No idea. All I know is you probably won't, you don't have Vince tearing up the script at night on the show and rewriting it. So,
with Stephanie in charge, you might as well say Triple H is in charge too, because he'll be in her ear the whole time.
Well, see, the thing of it is, from what I read an article that Stephanie doesn't like Pritchard that much, and he's next to go.
So there must probably just be something written in that how long Pritchard has to stay.
Yep. And also, rumors are now coming out again that Rock's going to buy the WWE.
The Rock's going to what?
Buy the WWE.
Holy Jesus!
Is that
good? Is that good or bad?
I don't know. I mean, from what I've understand, and if you watch the young Rock, his ambition is to be the president of the United States. Him buying WWE would not be a good idea. So who knows?
Can see, dude, he'd be the right leader for your country. If Donald Trump could be president, why couldn't The Rock?
Because
can you smell what the president is cooking?
I gotta go to bed. All right.
The president says, come on, wouldn't that be a fucking trip? The Rock says, eat your vitamins. And no, I didn't say that one. The Hulk just said that, brother. The Rock said,
all right, Jay, we get it.
Mouth.
We get it, Jay. We get it.
Imagine that. That would be a fucking trip. The Rock is the president. And come on, Mike. You gotta love that. You wouldn't it be a trip?
I'm just not feeling good right now. That's all. I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't feel good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought The Rock could cheer you up, buddy.
All right, I get it. Stop.
All right. The
The
Rock
fuck?
buys, so he buys the XFL. He buys WWE. Why can't he be president? Because if he becomes president, then he has to give up he has to give up running the WWE for 4 years.
Exactly.
I just don't like. Oh, I don't see Vince McMahon giving the WWE up. The thing I do see Vince McMahon doing is totally if Mickey Biggs, and from what other people of the conspiracy theorists are saying, if Stephanie McMahon was the whistleblower of all this that transpired, does Vince all of a sudden get the power and all it out, switch up everything, and Jeff Jarrett becomes the man that he wants in charge?
Well, that was another rumor going around. The reason why Jeff Jarrett was hired is to take over if something happened. So
that's why I honestly I don't see Paul Heyman down the road being head of creation.
I do.
See Jeff. Well, yes, I know you do.
I think Paul Heyman would be perfect. I think Paul Heyman would be perfect for head of creation.
Mike. I 1,000% agree with you, but I think this is. I think this is quite possibly where Jeff Jarrett is the snake in the is the ace in the hole in this whole part.
Could be.
Because honestly, he has the experience on running running a promotion. Whether or not we think it's was a great promotion, it was a promotion that faced having major promotion TV deals. He was born in the business.
Right. I think he'd be good to run the day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
I still think that creative-wise.
Paul.
Yeah.
I agree. Paul, listen, WWE would be must-watch. I think that's a huge reason why SmackDown is a good product, because Paul Heyman has his hands in it.
Yep.
Speaking of Jeff Jarrett, when's this Ric Flair match supposed to be?
Next week.
Yeah, he must.
It's Friday. It's before SummerSlam.
I thought it was Sunday, the day after SummerSlam.
Oh, maybe.
You could be right, though. You could be right. I thought it was the Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a tag match.
You can't have Flair. You can't have.
Adil must be taking the heat in that match. That's why they're doing the tag. So he wouldn't have to be in there that much. I can't see Ric Flair. If he was going to he couldn't do a singles match wrestle for like 15 minutes. That's why they're doing the tag. He'll get a babyface shine, Adil will take the heat, and then little finish.
We'll see. He bled on one of the promos.
Yeah, did you see that? It's the RicFlair.com thing. He's outside.
Yeah.
And it's a parking lot fucking encounter. And Jay Lethal, you owe me this, Ric Flair. You told me.
Well, rumor has it is that happened outside a WWE venue. Don't be surprised if you see a year down the road AEW and WWE working together.
Why is that? Oh, yeah, with no Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best for business.
So let's get into some of the people that were released. Do we see some of these people that may get a call back that contracts expire or contracts have it be renegotiated. How about a guy like Johnny Wrestling coming back? I'd love to see Johnny Gargano come back. I hear he's been doing some indie bookings.
Well, everyone seems to think that Edge is coming back with Bray Wyatt on Monday. We'll see.
What?
Yeah, it's the rumor that Edge is coming back with Bray Wyatt.
Really?
I don't believe it, but I'll believe it when I see it.
And okay, so I must ask, what are them weird videos?
Edge. It's Edge.
That's Edge. Okay.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell that's Edge, you're a mark.
So I just couldn't. I wasn't wearing. Maybe I'm not wearing my glass. No, I couldn't tell it was Edge.
It's all Edge's former opponents. The Hardys. They're like drop pins, Foley shirt on fire, Rey Mysterio's mask, Latino Heat license plate, the Dudley Boys.
Okay.
It's Edge, but they're saying that Edge is coming back with somebody to take on Judgment Day. And a lot of people think it's going to be Bray Wyatt.
If it wasn't Bray Wyatt, who would it be?
I don't know. Probably Gangrel.
Okay. What about na 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 na?
Just say the fucking name.
Christian Cage.
No, he's under contract with AEW.
I thought maybe his contract was up or something.
No.
He's Tony Khan probably. I know.
Jungle Boy.
Yeah, I seen it. It's actually pretty decent. The other night, Jungle Boy came back. Luchasaurus let him matter at Christian Cage.
Turned face.
Knew it was going to happen. Yeah.
So you didn't see that swerve coming.
What's that, Pelly?
What's the word on MJF?
There is none.
Yeah, there is none right now.
Don't know if it's a work or if it's a shoot. I'd say it's a work.
You think he returns? Well?
I think he returns at All Out and goes after Punk because Punk's supposed to be back at All Out.
What was wrong with Punk's knee? Was it just a sprain?
He had to have surgery, I guess, or a scope.
Okay.
So Kenny Overrated Mega is supposed to be back at All Out too.
Kenny Overrated Mega, as you would call him. I like that. I wouldn't say he's overrated. I think he's
overrated. So aren't the Young Bucks overrated? Them three clowns are the most overrated wrestlers in the business. I'm sorry, over fucking rated. Neither one of them. Not one of the three can wrestle a real match without doing fucking flippity dippity high spots. Sorry. You know I'm right. You know I'm right.
I don't think they're overrated.
Oh my God, they are so fucking overrated.
Oh, they're not. If they were overrated, they would have been wrestling all around the world.
Listen to me. If they weren't overrated, they would have took the deal that WWE offered them, but they knew they would be stuck in a mid-card because it's all they fucking are is mid-card wrestlers. That's it.
I believe that they believed in themselves. I think that number one, they have huge heads.
Overrated.
And B, number two,
overrated.
I believe with the emergence of AEW, I think that they were willing to gamble on themselves.
Overrated.
I don't think so.
AEW is overrated. How
I can see Kenny Omega.
I think Kenny Omega would have awesome matches with Seth Rollins. Would have awesome matches with
I agree.
Finn Balor.
Because
but that's the style that's going to be WWE wrestling. What do you think is WWE wrestling going to turn into? For real. Do you think that all of a sudden, when you say and finally let WWE be what WWE is, then they're gonna let performers like Ricochet perform. They're gonna let they're gonna let the reason why they got to being who they are, if that's the true aspect of who they sign, Mike. You know what I mean? When you really think
They can
about
wrestle,
it in a nutshell. Why
they
do
can
you
wrestle the way they want, but still keep that old school formula of a match.
Dude, your internet
Is that
fucking
what-
blows monkey balls right now. Like we're catching every other
fine.
word.
so it's like I understand you get so many Seth Rollins, but look at how long before Seth realistically came up to be. It took him a couple of years to go
Oh
through the
yeah.
system to realistically retrain him. And I'm sorry to say, man, there's so many people that can experience being the big fish in the littler ponds, then all of a sudden get a job, get paid all this amount of money, and they believe in themselves, but you're telling them you can believe in yourself, but I want to retrain you because your belief is going to be even that much better when you get to my highest end product. There's so many people that want to buy into that, especially when you've been on the doing the craft for 15, you know what I'm saying, 15 years, and the dude is say in their 30s, and they think about, oh my god, I'm more injury prone now, and to them going to the mind, like not everybody gets to do the AJ Styles thing, Mike. You know what I
I
mean?
didn't. What are you saying, Mike? I didn't say nothing.
No, but I'm just saying, if you understand what I mean, like not everybody's like. I look at the Bucks and Kenny Omega almost being like it, like not being like AJ Styles, but for how long they've been in the business,
Yeah, but
that's
the
the way
Bucks
they put it.
AJ Styles is not overrated like the Bucks are or Kenny
Yeah.
Omega. So
That's the great thing about it, living in a democracy. We don't have to agree. At the end of the day, we both love pro wrestling. I don't think they're overrated. I think there's so many people that want to ad, adore adhere or whatever that word I'm looking for. Uh, the WWE lifestyle,
yeah.
but I see nothing bad with it. It's just like look at Todd and his partner, the Viking Raiders. Look at how much shit they've had to put up with, and now finally, in a way, shape, and form, starting to be utilized once again in the right way.
Yeah, well, they're not going nowhere. Todd's already fully stated that he would never leave WWE.
Yeah, well, Todd will have a job for life because he's one of the 5-6 guys that
Stephanie loves.
Stephanie loves when they were doing all the dojo training with Chaotic.
Yeah.
So yes, Todd will be working. Todd will have a job in the performance center before it's all said and done.
Right.
You know, where does Triple H go? Does
He's
he go to?
he's
I
EVP.
okay.
He's head of
Where
talent
does
relations.
where does he choose to write though? Will he be on a writing team? Will he be in his baby NXT? Who will become the king fish? Who do you see becoming the king fish at Monday Night Raw?
I think it's going to be Triple H.
Yep.
Does that mean Shawn
So,
Michaels stays down in NXT?
Yep.
He trusts Sean. He trusts Sean to do that down there in Florida. He'll let Sean take care of NXT.
Don't be surprised if you see NXT go back to black and gold too soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Will they get rid of will they get rid of them guardrails that look like the
Black
borders
hockey.
at a
Yeah.
bank?
Probably.
They look like the thing that the tellers hide behind. I mean, I really haven't watched much of the black and gold brand. I like Mauro Ranallo. I wish they would try and get him back.
He's in talks
They're
with
having talks
AEW right
about
now.
going to AEW.
What?
He's in talks with AEW right now.
Oh man. Why? Because they're trying to tell Jim Ross to finally go home.
Yep.
Because have you noticed they only use Jim Ross for the last hour now?
Because he's the shits. That's why.
That's right, AEW. And welcome to WWE Dynamite. I mean AEW Dynamite.
All right, listen. I gotta go. I gotta go to bed because I'm like
That
falling
kills
asleep.
me.
Here.
Mike, I'm sorry.
I don't feel good right now, dude. I've been having some health issues the past couple of days, so I'm just tired.
All right, my man. I hope everything gets better. And
So are we doing this the same time next Saturday?
next Saturday or next Friday. I'll let you hit me up on Wednesday or Thursday at Messenger, and I'll let you know.
That's fine. I just wanted to know. That's all. I mean,
Right now, the later for the summer with me, just
That's
because
fine.
I'm keeping my date. I'm out there at night.
I'm just breaking your balls, dude. That doesn't bother me. Just today has just been a bad day, health wise.
It's all right, buddy. You go get yourself some rest.
You can have fun with Fozzie Bear over here.
Yeah. Hey, listen, just to let you know, you and Forbes.
Yeah.
Since me and my wife had put my surprise birthday party together.
Well, I don't care, dude.
No. If you're not a friend with my wife
on
Facebook, because that's the way she put it together, you would have never have gotten anything. Now listen to me. If Capelli I believe Capelli did open his thing because they do an event thing. However, Chris would have if Chris had went, I'm guaranteeing you, Chris would have said, "Did you get an invite to Jay's 50th birthday party?" And you would have said, "No, what the fuck, man?" And you would
probably.
And well, you should get in touch with Nicole. And you probably would have got in touch with my wife somehow and she would have said, "Mike, I don't have you on Facebook. Knowing you want to go, that's nice. Come on up." So that's the only reason why. Like Bo Douglas, who's on Facebook and friend, he didn't even look at the thing and say, "No, I'll think about it," or whatever it is.
That's fine, dude. I was just breaking balls. I think Fingers was more hurt than anybody else.
Forbes, he lost his in the mail. I wanted to say nobody fucking sends anything in the mail no more.
He wanted me to go to fucking Ring of Honor with him tonight. I'm like, dude,
buddy, the show is fucking been a great show. I've had it on. Great show, right? Right now, the Briscoes and FTR are lighting it up.
That's good.
It's been
That's
a great
good tag
show.
Teams.
Yeah. But you know, the one thing I don't like about this right now, Mike, is Ring of Honor should have kept their ring. They're utilizing the AEW ring. They should have kept theirs. That's the one thing I don't like right now.
Well, a Ring of Honor is an 18 by 18, right?
No, it's a 20 by 20, but I like the big round post that they had, and I like how they had the red thick turnbuckle. I like the look of their ring better.
Well, Sideshow Bob's got to put a stink on it somehow.
The entranceway is sweet it's got a set of stairs, but the off-sided jumbotrons is a really sweet addition. They got a better not for nothing. The entranceway on the Ring of Honor show is better than what they have on AEW.
Yeah, I saw pictures of it. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So,
all right,
Mike. Me and Fozzie Bear over here will finish up the show.
Capelli, take that and fix your internet.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, buddy. Get better. Yeah, so I just found out about this probably around 7 p.m. Yeah, about 7 p.m. I didn't watch
Yeah, I guess
wrestling yesterday.
the whole world found out. He just put out a Twitter. He said, "I'm 77. Thank you, WWE Universe. Now, then, forever together." That's how he announced it. I think
Yeah,
he did a longer with the longer thing, something else, but the world found out through his Twitter.
very interesting, man. A world icon. You know,
Yes,
I
our
wish him the
lives wouldn't
best.
be. You could say our lives wouldn't be what they are today if it wasn't for Vince McMahon.
Oh, definitely not. I don't think wrestling. Yeah, the wrestling would definitely not be. Wrestling wouldn't be as big as it is. Screw me and you knowing each other as friends. Wrestling would not
Yeah,
be as big. You
yeah.
know. So, where do you believe? Do you think wrestling? Do you think the WWE could suffer from the fact of the loss of Vince McMahon, or
I think
is there
I think
is there enough bright minds in the world of professional wrestling that will get under the umbrella of one Vincent Kennedy McMahon and
with
let this company ascend?
with WWE, like I think it will evolve. Like with Vince gone, it's time for it to evolve, but not the way like a super indie show would be. You'll still get your wrestling, but it'll be that old WWE style wrestling. I don't think that'll ever leave. That's the way they train their people down at the Performance Center. That's the way they want them to work for the TV and for the that old school formula that we were taught when we were in wrestling school. I don't think that'll ever leave like that WWE style.
We'll soon see, because I don't believe that's. I believe to a certain extent you'll see WWE cookie cutter style, but I believe you're going to start, because I believe that they're going to want to start to draw. They're going to make a product that is going to want to start to draw the other side of the fence wrestling fan. So yeah, even if it's Monday night going to a certain edge, and NXT going back to being NXT, where it was more like, it was more of a Japanese AEW style, but it had control to the flow.
Yes, like as long as they have the bigger than life production, they create the bigger than life wrestling stars that the kids are into. Like and they have that type of new wrestling. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Like that's what the WWE is. The WWE is big, larger than life, and like that's what people want to see. They want to see big guys beat the crap out of big guys. Like that's what was when I grew up on. Maybe it's churning from that. Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like a guy like Ricochet. He can wrestle. He can wrestle up. He can wrestle up. He's a great wrestler. He's not the type of wrestler you put the world championship on.
I disagree. I believe you could put a title on a. I believe you can put a title on a Ricochet. If you can put a title on a goddamn fucking AJ Styles, because you could get 6 to 8 months out of him defending it against some good people his size. I believe Ricochet, Seth Rollins would tear the house down. Ricochet versus Cody Rhodes would tear the house down. I believe that. I'm sorry to say, I honestly believe that. Yeah,
with Ricochet, the way he presents himself, he is larger than life. I shouldn't have said Ricochet. I don't know what the wrestler I'm looking at. Maybe
bro. Remember that WrestleMania 3 years ago? He came out like a head to toe costume, like neck to neck. It was like a superhero, and it was the hottest selling wrestling figure that WWE had put out in years. It took it. We had it. We had ordered it. It was on back order for JD. It was on back order for 3 months. No lie.
When I grew up, it
Ricochet,
was
Ricochet for them
like when I
kids.
grew up, it was
I know when you know what I mean. Same for me. When you grew up and I grew up, you know what I mean. But I believe that the growth of television, obviously, to the fan was different. Think of this: we both have been on the independent wrestling scene for a long time. Just look at the athletes that are in the back, that are in the back locker room, man. I'm watching, Forbesy. I'm watching, buddy. Jay, I'm here. I'm at the Ring of Honors. Let me try to log in. I got a new phone. Live from the Lowell Tasongas Arena, Jimmy Fingers when he arrives. So we'll try to stay off for a few more minutes, see if one James Forbes can tune on in. What did you watch this week for wrestling there, Pelly?
I watched Raw, SmackDown last night. Dana was here. There was a big show in Halifax tonight. I didn't go. I didn't feel like going. Rob Van Dam was in town.
Oh, wow. For Chuck?
Yeah. Dude, he for the first 3 or 4 rows, it was $100 a ticket. And he sold the place out. Yep. First rows 1 to 4 $100 a ticket. You got in early to get a picture and a signed 8x10 from Rob Van Dam. They sold the place out, man. We were paying $100 to sit ringside.
Jimmy Fingers live from the parking lot.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Nope. Fuck.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Fuck. That's a real good Jimmy Fingers. Can hear you now. I thought you was at Ring of Honor.
Nah, I didn't go, bro. Not in this heat box, man. I couldn't get anyone to go with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was gonna take Mike. He didn't want to go.
Yeah, he's not in a good mood tonight. Well, it's
No,
good you can join us before we go off
I kind
the
of got
air.
that vibe.
I know that, WWE is near and dear to your heart. Just like all of us, I see in the post you made in the gorilla position. Where does the WWE? Like yeah, same old internet. Same. Do you have the same internet issues? Try Verizon. Hey, it's all right. Huge news. Vince is gone. What do you think? Did you do backflips when you seen Vince came out and said he's done it and has retired from the WWE? What did you think about it, Fingers? Well, I got the bleach out. I put it in my hair. I got a wife beater. And I listened to Eminem videos. My God, talk! Can you hear us? Hello? He's walking along the 8 Mile. Jesus, goddamn Christ. Hello, Jimmy Fengus. Hello.
Uh,
I don't know. Hello. Can you hear me? Talking like a scary movie. I can't hear you. Yeah. So Rob Van Dam was at a local show tonight. The first 4 rows, it was $100 a seat.
$100 ticket. You sold them all.
Really?
So
And
I
what did
heard
you?
Rob Van Dam was like $15,000 to bring in.
15,000. Why would he
15.
do that? Yes, 15,000. Why would he do that? Because I'm Chuck Martin and I got money to burn. So fingers. Jesus goddamn Christ. Hello. It wouldn't be Jimmy Fingers if there wasn't some type of internet issue. But anyways, come on, Fingers. We're gonna give this around couple more minutes, and if not, we're gonna call. Are you there? Hello. We cannot hear you. 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 Hello.
Saying something, you can't hear him.
I can't hear him.
All right, Roman.
Can't hear him. I know. Baruma. So what do you do now? You don't even go to church no more? You watch it on TV?
Online, yeah. So
You are a funny dude. That way you ain't gonna get dressed. You're like, I can have the Lord and eat my Tim Hortons and orange juice right here. Ah, I love you, buddy.
no, Dana
Can we
supposed to
hear you
come back.
now?
I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. I just got a brand new phone, man.
Yeah. So what's your I see you wrote something about Vince McMahon. There was a thing with Andre the Giant. So I said this to Mike. With us being in the age of the political correctness, the cancel culture generation, the generation of the Karens, how really far can the envelope be pushed when you're gonna have a 14
Not
type
much,
of
Jay.
television program?
Not much. I don't think we're going to see the type of change that we're hoping for. But my post was basically giving the devil his due, man. You can't discount the 40 fucking plus years of fucking great that he has provided us. Like, I'm not going to shit on him now. I've been disenchanted with him for a long time. But let's
Yeah.
face it, man, we've all admitted he's been out of touch. He
Yeah.
has no more competition to conquer. The fire isn't there, dude. You know what I mean? It's time. I think we can all agree that. But now is not the time to be shitting on him. As far as the change, you're right, Jay. I don't expect. I do expect change, like for shit to make sense and stuff like that. But we're not getting the Attitude Era back. No way.
No, you can't. Not in this generation, dude. You can't make fun of people the way you used to.
No, but maybe we can get something a little more edgier. I'll be happy with that. But I would be more happy with talent getting properly pushed. No more burying shit from NXT just because they came from NXT. I mean, come on, man. That list is so long.
Yeah, I get ya.
I mean, what is Shinsuke Nakamura now, dude? He's a jobber. That guy was a top flight talent when he came in. Karrion Kross. The list goes on, man. Like, what Aleister Black, they all could have been something. When they got to WWE, they were devalued immediately. And I don't know if that's because every goddamn takeover was better than every main event pay-per-view. Whether you agree or disagree, that's my take. NXT was
Listen, NXT was, yes, and Vince seen it.
You don't think that there was like passive aggressive like behavior towards that people were talking about takeovers? Forget about what the actual ratings and buys were. Takeovers were better. No debate about it. But then that's us, the pure wrestling fan. You know what I mean? We got that shit.
That's why I'm thinking. That's why even Pelly believes that NXT will go back to something of that magnitude. I think NXT will go back to that, but I don't think you'll ever see that. I think if anything, I think out of WWE, I think the guys that they sign or have signed, you'll see better performances out of a guy like Ricochet. I think you'll see better out of a Finn Balor now that Vince isn't there.
Yeah,
I think
Jay,
they just need to get Pritchard out of there soon.
Yeah, Pritchard's next, dude. Pritchard's gone. You kidding me? But see, when you say that, right? Like Ricochet's clearly another name. Like when I saw her in NXT, dude, he was like fucking Ospreay. You know what I mean? Just so electric. But for all this time, they've been devalued so much. It's just like you look at. I was watching Raw this week, right? And I'm looking in the ring, and I'm looking at fucking Dolph Ziggler, and what a talent he is. He's like one of their best fucking wrestlers. It's like too little, too late. Like no matter what he does, like how can you care?
But Dolph got a good push like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Dolph's been around for a long time, man.
In ring, Dolph has got to be one of the best technicians out there, even to this day.
Yeah. But Dolph got a good push 10 years ago.
Yeah, but then they dropped that push. Jay. No need for that.
Yeah.
You know what I was enjoying too is like you can see it. You can see Montez Ford is a superstar.
Yeah.
Like, and the other guy is Marty Jannetty. Like there's nothing for him. Like you can see the rise of Montez Ford coming under new creative. The question is, who is going to have creative? Is it going to be Heyman and Triple H, or is it going to be who else can take creative? Nick Khan can't take creative.
Jeff Jarrett. That's one of the main reasons why it was signed.
I'll take Jeff Jarrett. Anybody over Vince.
I think Paul Heyman and Triple H are going to be huge in the creative of Monday Night Raw. Yes, I even think maybe Jarrett. I think if anything, Heyman might end up with SmackDown. And you might see someone like Jarrett and Triple H working together on Monday Night Raw.
The problem is it can't happen overnight, you know.
What do you say?
Triple H is taking Vince's headset every night on Raw.
Okay.
Problem is like the change can't happen overnight. It's like what I can see happening. Like,
no, it can't happen overnight. But what happens is bits and pieces are added into each product each week.
Well, it's going to start with SummerSlam. It's going to start with SummerSlam because, Brock is only in it for the money, dude. He walked out of SmackDown. Vince called him back. He doesn't give a fuck. Send Roman off to fucking Hollywood. Enough with this part-time bullshit. Put it on fucking AJ Styles. Put it on the guys that are there week after week. Like, make those guys matter.
I think there's more to the news than Brock. I think there's more. I think people are blowing the Brock Lesnar angle out of proportion.
Yeah, but who wants to see Brock versus Roman again? Not me, dude.
No, but it's evidently selling tickets.
Evidently. I can see some kind of fuck finish, dude. I can see Triple H on the phone with fucking Bray, Braun, EC3, Cross right now as the fucking new faction to fucking blow that place up at the end of SummerSlam and give us a
Yeah.
fuck finish.
It's too bad they tried that right now the wrestling world, I heard, is believing that, or Stiff Mike is trying to tell me that Edge quite possibly is coming back on Monday night, and a lot of people believe it's with Bray Wyatt.
Well, I don't want to see Bray as a fucking sidekick.
No, I don't want to see Bray as a sidekick.
Just as much as I don't want to see fucking Ciampa as fucking Miz's fucking lackey. That's fucking pathetic. But I knew Ciampa knew he really didn't have any other choice.
Ciampa's another one. He's got a life job in the WWE. He don't care.
No, I think people should care. It shows in their work, man. I mean, none of us are so shocked by this. Vince is clearly getting ahead of it. Either more charges are coming, but we knew the end was coming. We knew it. It's not a surprise. I think maybe a little bit of a surprise, but
what if Tommaso, like, I got to get back to this, because what if Tommaso, in a way, looks at what he's doing with The Miz? It's you're working with a guy that's basically been one of the top characters on the WWE roster. Okay? And what if it's just the way that it comes out of this at the end that Tommaso is able to become Psycho?
yeah, by first starting beating the fuck out of the
Miz, exactly.
Yeah. Tommaso's
that
awesome,
up.
dude.
I know that. I know him very well. He's a friend of mine. But what I'm saying is, it's just sometimes, like I understand the frustration of the fan. I know what you mean. But as a performer, like, there's 50 jobs and 500,000 wrestlers. I look at it this way. I got one of the 50 jobs, okay? No matter what you think or what everybody else thinks, at least I'm not the gobbledygooker. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Jay, none of us are wrong. It's just a
opinion. And that's all. I love your opinion. And yeah, but it's like, is Tommaso going out there and being belittled? Like think about it this way. Think about the people that used to eat shit out of Ted DiBiase's toes on fucking television. Okay, like I don't look at it as that, but at the same point in time, do you know Tommaso also had in his contract that he had stipulations of not wanting to go up to the main roster because of the enormous amount of dates they have. So what if this is something that he's happy with? Because number one, he's on TV. So the nights that he gets to limit himself is actually helping himself, so that when he's out on the road, he can perform in ring.
No doubt. I'm not Tony Ciampa, you know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you what's inside his brain. This is also a job to these guys. They get paid well.
It's just like a guy, like a manager saying to you and your 3 band members, and there's 4 of you, and him saying, all right, boys, there's 10,000 bands out there, but there's only 100 headlining bands that are selling out, traveling 12 months out of the year, getting back on the road after 3 months off with a brand new album. Either we're one of the 10,000 bands,
You bet your ass, Jay. If it was my profession, I would do
or
it.
do we want to be one of the 100 bands, James? And if you say to me, Jay, I'm happy with just going on the road and playing my fucking drums and hearing my buddies sing and watching my other two friends just strum out on the bass and one just grooving on the guitar, just hitting them chords, man. So being one of the 100,000 bands to me is A-okay. But if we get to be one of the 100, yeah, I'm thinking to myself, fuck, how do I book these guys? They don't
Yeah, but
want to
Jay,
be the
Jay, if you would have
but
taken me
it's
back to
just,
20 years ago, man, when I was in that business,
yeah,
and clearly I had passion about it. I see that mentality. Like, would I have stayed with my group for the same reasons you said, or if I had gotten an opportunity to fucking be bigger than I was, where would my loyalty be? It would be to myself. I would have
that's
jetted for the fucking higher
okay.
glory, man. No question.
So during my few aspirations of the time of meeting people in for bigger promotions and bigger things, if I was offered at one point in time to go down to Florida, take over helping a school that had a lot of good workers at it, and there was a lot of good for me. But at the time, I was promoting a lot of wrestling up here, and I cared for the things that I was doing up here, and I cared more about the other people instead of doing for me. Now, a lot of these said people, if I had moved down to this area, ended up hooking up with the original TNA more than I did. Made names for themselves, still in the business, doing things for themselves like Sanjay Dutt. There's no reason why I couldn't have got a job backstage as a producer. And I don't care what my wrestling talent is. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not I believe I'm a better on the mic or I'm a better in-ring performer. I told people when I signed up at Walter Killer Kowalski School of Professional Wrestling, we didn't sign up to be a wrestler. We signed up to be in the business. And my goal in life at one point in time wasn't to just of course I wanted to be a performer. To say that I didn't want to be on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown for the WWE, that would be the dumbest thing in the world. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if I had a pay stub that said WWE on the end of it, no matter what I was doing for them, I obtained my goal. I got what I sought out to do, and that was to be employed by the biggest wrestling company in the world. So I know that maybe not every performer thinks like me, but I'd like to think that if you got 20 performers in that room that got the aspect of what business is, I think the 20 of us who know what business is, the same words are gonna come out of their mouth that came out of my mouth.
Totally understandable and respected.
The
Jake,
Knights
without
are
a doubt.
touring with these guys in Canada for 45 days, sleeping on fucking on an air mattress with 12 dudes in a fucking room, smelling like a motherfucking like a locker room. And then hopping in the cars that you're squished up and bags on top of your head. If you were to tell me I stopped doing that and my job, yeah, I'm not going to be in the ring, but I get to help the people of tomorrow, and I still get to go on the road and look at things and have good food and get paid for it. I'm taking that job. I'm taking that job, man.
Well,
I'm
look at how
taking
long
that job.
look at those old timers like Blackjack Lanza, Tony Gurria, Jay Strongbow. Like George Steele. They were agenting for the till the end. You know.
That's right.
Um,
But
and those
nowadays it happens more. It's happening more with the guy that didn't get a good chance other than, say, going to the highest aspect of it. Like Sanjay Dutt, you're going to tell me he worked as a backstage agent. Guys like the Hurricane, who their highest things were going to the WWE and being a superhero for the WWE, is a backstage agent, and he is a highly respected like just so many people, guys like Mike Quackenbush, who was in the same bracket that I was being a top 20 independent wrestling prospect that was in magazines with me. WWE tried, just like me, got a job being an agent backstage. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
you could equate that to like 95% of the professional baseball managers. You know what I mean? They were just cup of coffee. You know what I mean? Students of the game, Alex Cora, Donza, like everybody. Like,
some of us are really good at watching the tape, evaluating, and then structuring something for someone else. Like, there's no doubt that I could have been an agent. Grab two dudes, I know their style. I ask what they have, they hear what I have. We go together, we make a beautiful pie, and all is good. Even though I lived by the aspect of I didn't call it in the back, I could call it in the back, but it just took me as a performer on what I did out of the aspect, because I generated off a crowd noise. So, like, if I was a singer, yeah, I'm remembering my words, but if I have this fucking person that's gonna tell me when I could dance or when I could do something, what if the fucking crowd ain't calling for that and they're calling for something totally fucking different? I'm gonna perform the way I fucking perform. So
right.
leave the fucking choreography lady the fuck out of my face. You know
Right
what
on.
I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm gonna do me. You know?
I think I could have been a pretty good pitching coach, pitching teacher. You know why? Because I was below average, and I made a lot of mistakes. And those mistakes, like, easy to identify with somebody else. Like, I always walked more than I struck out, and there was just like certain nuances of mistakes that I made that I know that I would be a good teacher. You know what I mean? Like, it just goes around. It's a little bit different from what you're saying, but like I understand your point. And again, all of these decisions that people make, it depends on where you are in your life. You know what I mean? Like, you look at like how Moxley exited. You know what I mean? Top guy for sure, but like he was so interested in having more creative freedoms that, you know, he had the power to go. And that was his passion to do so. And then
there's another guy like Moxley, Renee Paquette. I think those are two people that are going to end up walking right back through the WWE door when things are all said and done, because of the fact that Vince McMahon is not there.
You're going to see what's going to happen with AEW now. Tony Khan just money mark, man. He's just like, he refuses to delegate his booking to people who are qualified to book. He's booking everything by himself, and it's circling the drain. A couple of things are okay. But now with this imminent change to WWE, it's going to be better. No doubt about it. I mark my words. I think we all agree WWE is going to improve vastly. And it's going to improve, and it's going to improve creatively for the guys that have earned that, you know, creative control when they come back. And it's going to be Moxley. It's going to be Danielson. It's going to be Malachi. They're all coming back, and AEW is going to be relegated to nothing more than a internet show like NWA, if they even survive, because still they cannot hit 1 million consistently, and it's just so in disarray, man. There's a lot of talent in AEW. They got enough talent to do well consistently, but if you really look at the booking, dude, get the fucking ass boys off my television set. Tony Nese, great wrestler. Danny Garcia, excellent. Like, all of the talent is there, but character-wise, they're just uninteresting. Keep those guys off the 2 hours of primetime television, and keep the guys who are interesting on. And with making storylines, he's already fumbled the MJF. If he's really going, then let him go. If not, he's waiting way too long, because that was the hottest thing, and it's killing the fucking ratings without MJF. WWF, I mean, not that WWE is even remotely threatened by AEW, but Tony Khan has dropped the ball way too many times, man. I don't know if you caught the fucking Bob Dwyer fucking main event the other night.
Yeah, at the end, it seemed like that box was supposed to blow up again, or that box.
No. It was
That
so rushed.
box
Jay.
spots it was horrible.
No. That was when the no, that was about 6 months ago. What happened was that they Kingston and Jericho did a
I
barbed wire.
seen that, but there was like a barbed wire box on the outside of the ring that he pushed Jericho onto.
Yes.
But the spot leading up to it was so sloppy. It was
They
so
rushed it,
indie.
Jay, because he mismanaged the time. There was a
Yeah.
segment they could have just totally kept off, and then the guy with the hard cam, he's right on Jericho as he's blading himself. We're not supposed to see that. We're not supposed to see that. We don't want to see how the sausage is made. We know what goes on, but the fucking hard cam stays on Jericho as he's blading. I'm like, what the fuck? But the whole match was rushed because of time constraints. They couldn't do a run over, and it's just like, Tony Khan, put people in place that know what the fuck they're doing. You cannot do this. You're a wrestling fan. Cool. I dig the passion, but people that know the business need to be in place handling all that shit so it doesn't go wrong. I know their camera crew is legit, but it's just like someone should have got fired for that.
Who's ever in the production truck, that's their fault.
Someone
They should have said switch to the other camera.
Yep.
But
now Ring of Honor was really good tonight. Really,
that was
really
excellent.
Good.
Excellent show.
I thought the Briscoes should have got over because they're shopping for a TV deal. I mean, I'm sure the Briscoes got paid for it. I mean, those are two of the best tag teams in the world, no doubt. FTR, the Briscoes, the Usos. Who else you want to throw in there? The Bucks and New Day, maybe. Claudio winning the title, beautiful. You know what I mean? That gives him name value. But if Tony Khan don't start getting help, he's just gonna fucking burn out.
Yep. True that.
He needs help, and Cody, hats off, man. He knew right when to do it because it's unfortunate with his injury, but he saw this writing on the wall. I didn't. I thought they were in a good place when Punk, Bryan, Cole came. Malachi, I thought it was like things were going in the right direction, but I can't even make out what the fuck he's doing. I can't.
You and me both. Well, we'll see what goes on next week, and hopefully you can come on and your internet issues are just as good this week. No issues except for the beginning.
I moved. Well, I had to log in and log out 3 times. I'm sitting in my backyard right now, which seems to be a good place.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of interference with all the other kids' stuff going on, internet-wise. But
yeah,
I really wish I could have gone on sooner, man, because I did have a lot to say. But make no mistake, man, if you read my post, Jay, I think it'll hit more home with you because of what I said was just facts. It was like, you know what I mean? For anybody that wants to fucking stomp on Vince's grave,
no, but I don't think anybody on here wants to stump to Vince's grave. I know why Vince did. We all know why Vince did it. It's what's best for business. It's a publicly traded company. It's a company that's surrounded by entertainment for kids, and just with that type of highlight and that type of spotlight being brought to the company, it's not good for business.
But I don't want people to be fucking forgetting. And that's why that picture of Andre and Vince is on there, because that's how I was introduced to Vince. And I will not forget all the good he has provided us. It's just, hey, things run its course, man. You know, his dad died. If his dad stayed alive, man, we would have never got WrestleMania. Vince was a visionary. Killed all the territories, which is not as popular of opinion as most people think, but he conquered everything that was in front of him. Everything. There's nothing left for him to conquer. It's over.
I think that's one of the main reasons why you got what you got, is because he was done doing what did he have to do? But we want him to go over to Japan and take over New Japan. He already did that in an essential way. He went to all the places they went to. Sold just as many tickets as they did. Who's a guy? This guy got a deal with the Prince of Saudi Arabia for fucking $100 million fucking dollars to put on shows for 10 years. Yeah. Who in the hell can top that? And it's not even that. That's not even the boot. Look at what the WWE has done from your humanitarian side of things in that country.
Big
Women
business, man.
coming to wrestle in a ring, women, them acknowledging the Special Olympics when it's notably known that they kill those kids at birth, knowing that they have a special that they have special needs. Like the WWE, man, is goes far beyond, and Vince McMahon goes far beyond just goes beyond that wrestling ring.
Job well done, man. But going back to Mickey Biggs, man, I think Mickey Biggs is right in his early assessment. Clearly, there was a mole.
Yep.
Clearly, Nick Khan and Stephanie probably are both part of it. This stuff didn't just get out there like accidentally.
Yep.
And would Stephanie have a reason? Yes.
Hell yeah.
Would Triple
It probably broke up the family. It's probably to an uncomfortability point that on the holidays that the family isn't even able to have a dinner or anything like that. That's what I'm thinking. I think that I think that has to do with it. I think that Vince quite possibly destroyed family.
Can you imagine if you're Stephanie, right? And listen, we can all agree how perfect NXT was. To like be Stephanie, the wife of Triple H, and watching how he must have felt as Vince just systematically ripped that apart. Like how could it, like when Killer Cross got called up and the fucking Shredder helmet and fucking bear claws on Keith, like, are you gonna tell me that didn't bother Triple H? Come on, that was his work, and it was better than Vince's. It was better than Vince's. He resented it.
Yeah.
AJP, let me hear from you. What do you think of all this, buddy? Forget about me. You not giving me the invite to Jason's 60th, man. That was weak, man. I would have went.
That's 50th, asshole.
Oh, sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
I hope I look this good at 60.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. I was like, yeah, the invite must have got lost.
If you're not friends with my wife on Facebook, like I told Stiff Mike, that's why people did it. Not many people knew.
Oh, well,
AJP kept it to himself, where he wasn't able to say, "Hey, fingers, am I going to see you Saturday when I go from Canada?" He kept it really under wraps.
I would have loved to have mixed it up. I almost had APOC with me at ROH tonight. He almost went. and then he almost came to my house. Almost.
Oh wow.
I had an angle all set for him to, like, I was gonna run my mouth and I was gonna have him emerge from my garden. And then I was gonna have my son hold the camera up because I wouldn't let him really chop me because he would kill me. But I was going to make it look good. I was going to have him chop me from the front. I was going to dub in the side. And then I was going to put in slow motion me getting chopped out of my shoes and then throw a dummy over the roof and then land down and then have my bare chest all fucking catch up with red and shit. And then I had the whole angle written, man. It would have been the fucking best thing on Gorilla. I would have had him swing the chop with my back towards the camera. I would have dubbed in the sound, would have stopped film, shot to my legs, jumping out of my shoes. Oh, I had it all written out. But whatever, man. Whatever.
You're a Freddie Prinze Jr. over there.
So I sat here and fucking watched it by myself. It was good. It was a good show. You watched it, I take it?
Yep.
It was a good show. Nice show.
Yep.
I thought Gresham was going to throw up after fucking 14 rotations in the heat, man. That was... I don't like that move. I don't think I would like that move as a wrestler. I don't think any one of you would have either. It's just like fucking Dizzy City, man. Like, how do you recover from that? That would make...
Remember the airplane spin back in the day?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. But
Pedro Morales used to do the airplane spin.
Yeah, but when you're taking the Cesaro swing, you're kind of perpendicular and your head's down, so the blood is rushing to your head during that.
Yeah.
Where on the airplane spin, you're up on the shoulders. You have a little bit more gravity. But hey, Cesaro is doing great over there, and then with a fresh coat of paint, people are really loving him. He's always been great. He's getting spotlighted correctly, and for places like ROH and AEW, that kind of change has been good. It was good for Moxley too, because Moxley was always the third wheel with the Shield.
Yeah.
Now he's a 2-time champ over there, and when he comes back, he's going to be fucking bigger when he gets back to WWE.
But a guy like Cesaro now with the Triple H or somebody in charge, it just
Well, he was there for 10 years, Jay. There was
Yeah.
too many start-stops with him.
I think creative just used to stop at the end and go, how's he really going to get over with the fans when he could hardly understand the words that come out of his mouth?
Yeah, but that's what he had. He put him with Heyman for a minute.
Yeah.
And look through the history of time. How many times has Vince been wrong with, not seeing something in Stone Cold?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
It took him listening to somebody else, and he listened, and it was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's give it a shot. He was wrong with Rocky. You know what I mean? It wasn't Vince who just turned him. It was just like the fans. And he wasn't always tone deaf. He listened to the fans. But then during that time, you know what I mean? He had WCW up his ass. He was ready to make moves.
Yeah.
Hate on Vince Russo all you want, but in the beginning, Vince Russo had some pretty good ideas as well. He just got carried away at the end. When Vince Russo left Vince McMahon, like Vince was upset about it.
That he was.
He relied on Vince, and it was about, I don't know if it was about money or what, but when he showed up to WCW, they gave him carte blanche, and Vince Russo was never meant to have carte blanche because you saw what happened. Vince Russo was good within a team of people telling him,
I think that was the thing he wanted. He wanted, like, I think there was a thing where he wanted to be the head guy. He wanted to put his own team together. And I think they were afraid if he had put his own team together, there wasn't people that would pull the reins in, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, but Jay, everybody needs to have the reins pulled in. Like if you have a cohesive team, TNA in the fucking early days, man, was fantastic, and Vince Russo was running that with Cornette.
Yeah,
that was a show for a while, and now we have shit. We're old timers now, Jay. Wrestling is still here. It's just, when you mention the times that we're in, we long for the old days. What's old is new. What's new again. It's like, we're not going to get that, but we're going to get better than what we have. And that I'm happy about.
We shall soon see, my friend.
Changes with Vince gone. I want to see where it goes. That's what I want to see.
See what AJP? What? I didn't hear you.
We'll just see if the new school wrestling will take over, or they keep that old school formula, or like what the production's gonna be like. Like, there's gonna be some changes with Vince gone, but do they do a major overhaul, or do they keep selling tickets the way they're selling tickets now? Like,
clearly they can, AJP, because they're still drawing in 1.7 million viewership. They're still banging out every arena, so maybe Nick Khan isn't going to want to mess with that younger formula. But then again, could they get up to 2.3 with a little edge to it? I think they could.
Dude, could they get back to the the ratings they had with the Monday Night Wars, like 5 or 6 million?
I don't think we'll ever see that again.
I think you'll struggle, and I think you'll struggle with the attendance because of the way that I think the world we live in, too many Karens.
I don't think we'll ever see 4 million viewership no matter what. I think if you get to 2, you're good, because it's just, I think wrestling has lost too many fans in the last 10, 15 years. I think so many people are checked out. But they can do something to strive to get some of those 18 to 40s back, or maybe just get some new fans with a more interesting, with better storytelling. Because if you guys have you guys watched any of these 8 new A&E docs with the Rivals and the Now, you watch Sean and Brett, right? You just look at the whole dynamic of everything. There was realism. There was realism in the storylines. If you can give us some of that, everything all the way down to the promo just seems not believable.
Yeah.
If you're not allowed to speak from the heart, half of these people are memorizing scripts, and you can tell. How can a casual fan buy in and be like, I don't believe a fucking word they say? You look
Yep.
at Brett and Sean. Aside from that shit being real, dude, I would rather watch fucking Ken Patera flub a fucking promo than fucking seeing someone read a perfect script, because I didn't care if people fucked up promos, because people get worked up and they fuck up their words. It's real. It feels real. You got to make me believe. I'm the fan. I'm the consumer. I'm not in the business. So for me as a fan, I want to believe. I want to feel some sense of realism.
That's why I always stand back. I understand what you mean. You're the person that buys the tickets, so yes. And then that's why I always try to give you what goes through my mind. Like, yeah, we all want to be the best, but when push comes to shove, some of us got families
Sure.
or properties, man. Like, we got bills to pay, so at that time we're gonna do what we need to do.
Oh no, man, absolutely. As you being an employee of such, I mean, of course you're going to do what you do, because my criticisms are never on the talent in the ring and what they're doing. Like I said, I just named off 15 dudes in AEW who are all fantastic wrestlers. I don't want to see them because they're uninteresting. Tony Nese is phenomenal. He's fucking boring. Daniel Garcia, great. Boring. You know what? I'd rather see Danhausen. He's funny, but he can go.
Yeah. Kind
Same
of
thing
goofy. I like him. Kind of goofy, but
Orange Cassidy, we all know he can go.
yep.
He's got some character to him. Miro was fucking hot as ever, dude. He's like world champion material to me, as far as I'm concerned. He's at that level now. Like, he's another guy that is excelled away from WWE, but there's not been that many.
Yeah.
Look at Black. He was booked better on fucking Raw than fucking he is now. Brody King is a beast.
I like him, and I like can I tell you? I guess that I like what they're doing right now.
Oh yeah, they got something cooking with Miro too. You know what I mean?
So
There's something brewing there. They got a storyline, but like this MJF thing that's being tossed to the side, it's taking shine off Wardlow. Like, he's less exciting now.
yeah.
It's like it got all overlooked because of the MJF stuff. Like, what is Tony Khan doing with MJF?
I'm going to say this. If Wardlow was in the WWE, Wardlow would be billion-dollar bank material.
Well, I'm sure he'll go. MJF should go.
Says
now.
he'll never go there.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder why. I just looked down the card, and have you seen how over Chris Statlander is right now? Like, do you think Jade Cargill is any good?
I think she's gotten better.
Yep, I do too. But I don't want to see Ember Moon get a title before Chris Statlander just because she came from WWE. I think Thunder Rosa needs to drop that title because.
But see, there's the thing is you don't. Amber Moon was over huge on an independent level, like Evolve and all those other Shimmer and
Ember Moon's
she was
talent.
Fucking. Yep,
Don't
she
get
was
me wrong.
over, man. I don't think Statlander's in-ring skills are as good as what her pop that she gets from the fans.
I think she's gotten better as well. That's just my opinion.
I'm not saying she hasn't gotten better. I think what I'm saying is her in-ring skills doesn't match up with the pop that she gets from the crowd. It was just like earlier with Pelly. I think Liv Morgan has gotten has gotten what she deserves. But to say that she is one of the best in-ring women performers would be a all-out lie. As a sports entertainer, hear me out. As a sports entertainer right now, Liv Morgan is hot. But as a pro wrestler, she's not a good pro wrestler. Asuka would eat her alive as a pro wrestler. Becky Lynch would eat her alive as a pro wrestler. Charlotte Flair would eat her alive as a pro wrestler. It's just like what's her name there? Money Mella. Money Mella's not a wrestling machine. Money Mella's a sports entertainer, and she's good at what she does as a sports entertainer.
Yeah, but Flair was better than Hogan 9 times out of 10, and they had Hogan go over just because of the. I mean, we knew Hogan could go if he had to, more so in his early days. But come on, man, he wasn't very good when he was on top, like as an in-ring guy. Like he never really
Never
made
had
other
to.
guys look great. I know
Never
because of
had to.
the fans
Yeah.
carried
Look
it.
at his match with The Rock at WrestleMania.
Fans
Probably one of
carried
his
it.
best ever. What?
I agree.
Yes,
I agree.
yeah, I know. I talked with Hulk Hogan about that match at the World Gym in Somerville when we did the re-grand opening. I was part of his security crew, and one of the questions we asked him what was his greatest match he felt, and he felt him and The Rock, and exactly what he said to The Rock.
100%. And for WrestleMania 3, I mean, as bad as it was, I give Hogan a ton of credit because he had to carry the whole thing.
You know what I'm saying? I look at the matches Hogan had in fucking Japan. He did, you know what I mean? And like, all right, Forbes, here's the thing that we're all said to us in wrestling school, or any old time will tell you this: less is more. Hulk Hogan lived by the less is more, and he still got beat up for the way he performed as a performer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
John Cena, less is more. Roman Reigns, less is more. Brock Lesnar, less is more. The Rock, less is more. If you want, I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Less is more.
less is more.
He was a hell of a technician before he got
that's
hurt.
all I'm gonna say. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. When you go to the WWE, I don't think that people understand that, like, it's Bonham and Bailey circus. You did as a Tiger trainer, you don't gotta do what you had to do for the Red Apple no more. You're here.
So if
I don't need you to.
over,
I don't need you. I don't need you to whip a tiger for 15 minutes no more. I need you to whip a tiger for 5.
So doesn't
and
that apply
give
to
me
Liv
that
Morgan?
15 minutes. Yes, that's why Liv Morgan. It don't matter if she's a great pro wrestler. What Liv Morgan is doing great right now is being a great sports entertainer.
You know, this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I feel that way about Lacey Evans right now.
Okay. I don't think it's I think Lacey Evans, I thought she was getting over with. I loved her thing with the thing out of her. She pulled out of her bra, doing the fucking old Southern gal thing with the fucking.
I like what she's doing now.
Oh no, I did, but I thought that gimmick could get over because she was being a good heel with it. You know what I mean? Sucking people in to believe she's a good Southern girl, but when, in all honesty, when push comes to shove, she's a flat out bitch. You know what I mean?
She's a badass fucking Marine. Now she's fucking a female Sergeant Slaughter, and I'm buying into her.
Okay.
She's got a good look. Whatever. I think big things are coming for her. But honestly, guys, I know I've been babbling because I haven't been here long. I just want to catch up with everything. Two things I want to leave you with, and I want to hear from you, Sidewalk. I'm gonna say next week SummerSlam, with all of this change, we are going to see a crazy fuck finish, and you're gonna maybe see Bray Wyatt, Braun, Rowan, whoever, just fucking tear the house apart, and nobody's gonna know what the fuck is going on. So the titles will stay with Roman. I think a week is enough time to get to corral them back because they're not doing anything, and maybe fucking Scarlett too. You'll see something like that at SummerSlam. That's my prediction. The last thing I want to talk about, I don't know if you covered it. Do you think Ric Flair is going to die next week?
No, it's a tag team match, but I'm glad he's in there with his son-in-law.
Okay.
That's why they do the tag match, so the son-in-law can take all the heat.
He better
No.
watch his
Son-in-law.
fucking blood flow, bro. He's got a pacemaker
Okay.
and blood thinners. I
So-
know he cut himself up for the attack, but it's shit like that that's dangerous, more so.
So here's my prediction: Ric Flair's going to have one hell of a match, and next week starts the beginning of the spoiled brat Austin Theory, who will continue to cash in his Money in the Bank fucking briefcase, and each time he gets foiled, it'll be given back to him because he's Vince McMahon's prodigy. But what happens now? So my angle gets fucked. So I believe tomorrow night, Austin Theory goes in, cashes in, and because he's distraught with the retirement of Vince McMahon, he fails at his cash in opportunity. And like that is being said, up goes my perfect angle in smoke.
But for all those people like me that used to complain, well, will still complain, not building new stars, Theory's on the right track, man. They're doing very well with him. I like him. I think he's doing a hell of a job.
It sucks that he loses the Vince McMahon thing right now, though, because I really would have loved to have seen the whole suck it up to, the whole spoiled thing 4 or 5 times, and then him raining on Cody Rhodes' parade.
Yeah, but
and,
you know what?
Yep.
You know what, B? If Austin Theory was in this spot and like I saw nothing in him, then I would be like, fuck him, just let him fucking get buried. But he's got something.
He does.
Could you make Stephanie kind of a heel character, or Triple H a heel character, and let
I wouldn't
Austin
get
Theory
anybody. I wouldn't get anybody involved from the front office anymore.
No more
I would
authority
just let it be
figures, man.
known. I think it should be stopped. I think that should stop. If anything, the general manager, like, let Adam Pearce finally get involved.
See,
Adam Pearce can work, man.
He can work. He can work, absolutely. You know who else to keep an eye on is fucking Riddick Moss.
Yeah.
He's he's a new talent that seems to be getting over well. Those are the only two, and Lacey Evans, I think, has something going. As for now, I mean, it's going to be very interesting. The anticipation is going to be great as to when, because this TV 14 thing is real as well. It's kind of ironic how all of these chains of events occurred. First, the announcement of TV 14, and then yesterday it was announced that Triple H was given back EVP, and then Vince retired 3 hours after that. So hopefully things move quicker than they can, just so we can get right on track. I mean, we got the second biggest pay-per-view coming up in a week. Like, what can they possibly do to shake it up? Because the card is very not interesting, in my opinion.
Well,
like, what do you guys see for the finish of? Did you see Brock beating Roman?
No.
So they have to do a fuck finish somehow.
I believe the Usos get involved.
I would like to see, above all anything else, a legit tag team division again.
I think the
Not
Usos
guys
get
just thrown
involved. I think the Money in the Bank situation gets involved. And yes, I'm huge for the cluster at the end, but not the cluster the way you're calling it. I just don't see an outside group that really, to me, hasn't gotten huge spotlight. Like the narrative, like, dude, they haven't even gone on GCW to raise hell. Like, I would think that Matt Cardona has gotten more spotlight than the narrative.
I agree, Jay. What
I'm saying?
Is that
So why would I'm just saying this is like a person who's sitting in the office. Why am I investing money in guys who are basically they've sat on their couch? Because look at it that way. I'm invested in a guy like Matt Cardona for like Matt Cardona. If you was to tell me that Matt Cardona or like put it this way, I know that Jeff Jarrett and his gimmick of being the last the last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett, him going to promotions dressed in all black and doing spots like he did it on GCW. Like Jeff Jarrett, his goofiness is more in a spotlight than the narrative.
Okay, well let me simplify it then. How about just straight up fucking Fiend who fucking lost his title to Roman Reigns 2 years ago, saying that's fucking mine. You know what I
That's
mean? Like
perfect.
at
I've
least
been calling for a Fiend comeback and destroying things for a long time, so why not?
at least
I
he has a story there. Like he has
Yep,
something to build upon. He was like, "You
yep.
son of a bitch."
But I
You,
could take I can see a cluster where you got the Usos come out. Austin Theory tries to come out thinking he's gonna cash in, doesn't get official, but gets suplexed around the place along with the Usos. Then out of nowhere, Roman hits him with the Superman punch or a fucking loaded briefcase. Who knows what it is? And Roman's over 1, 2, 3.
yeah, but you know what? How about we leave the Fiend back at home and just have fucking backwoods fucking Bray come out with fucking Roman and fucking Braun and be the fucking Wyatt family again,
That
and
would be
fucking
interesting.
really tribute fucking Brody and fucking mention Brody and fucking add Bo Dallas to the mix. You know what I mean? And say here's a fucking faction for you.
Yeah.
We're going back old school. Things of that nature. Like I don't need to see fans. I'm just a fan of Bray Wyatt, the fucking person, the entertainer, whatever he does. I was always a fan of, and I'd like to see him really get his due. And he has now the opportunity to retell his story, and it can only be in WWE now. The time for AEW passed. Like it's past. He don't fit there. Nobody else
No.
fits there. Like Kenny Omega doesn't even fit there when he gets back. Like there's not
Nope.
even room for Kenny. You know, maybe Kenny Omega fucking jumps next. There'll be a spot for him for sure.
We said that earlier.
Yeah, I did.
You know, I mean, WWE is going to be great again, guys. And then unfortunately, it took this to happen, but it was time. It was time. Aside from the allegations, it was time for Vince to step aside.
Well, that's probably why when they found out the allegation, it's probably maybe it all has to do with all the people that's been released and everything that they have destroyed. That's why the allegations had to come out. That's why the company had to get out of Vince's hands.
Yeah, because if it was contractual or budget cuts or whatever, and then
Yeah,
you throw hush money into the mix, it's like, okay, well, that hush money paid out could have been enough to sustain. Because guys like Cross and Black and fucking, they weren't breaking the bank. They could have afforded them. Who knows what the fuck Vinny was doing, man? He just, getting older is tough on all of us, and he was really, really probably trying to hang on to that youth by banging some broads.
yeah,
Him and Linda have been living separately for 20 years. But like
yeah.
at some point in time, you know what I mean? Like his character would be called out for the fucking making Trish bark like a dog segments, all that kiss my ass creepy shit. Like all that shit will resurface and be like, what kind of dude is this guy? It would all come out. And then not to mention the fucking 20 grand to fucking the Hamburg, Pennsylvania Police Department for getting Snooker off murder. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
some shady shit that needs to stay hidden, Vince don't need to hear anymore, man. He's done a great job as the promoter, best promoter of all time, hands down. Just go away quietly and fucking become a fucking motivational speaker. I'm fired up, fellas.
All right, there, fingers. That being said, it's been a 2-hour edition of Inside the Gorilla Position, a special edition, the firing of, not the firing, but the retirement of Vince McMahon and the WWE. It had to be done. It's been a great edition. Thanks for everybody listening tonight. Thanks for everybody, especially the boys who chimed in tonight. It was great to hear your aspects of it.
Hey,
And
can you close it out in fucking Vin Capelli voice and like mention that APOC was afraid to come on because he heard I was coming.
all right, so I'll do it. Vince is gone, and I know a lot of my booking aspects will now come true. Mike was afraid. He had headache, Excedrin, number 9,643. I'd like to thank everybody for listening on that YouTube channel that everybody likes, Twitch. I don't know why they call it Twitch. If you subscribe to it, you Twitch. Facebook, I can understand because you can put pictures of your face up there. So with that being said,
AJP's got no fucking emotion whatsoever.
he's like Geordie from Star Trek. I show no emotion.
That's data.
Yeah, Data, not Geordie. Yeah, I'm Gazoo, and I know wrestling better than you. And here's a great song by our band, Tribal Wisdom, for Jimmy Fingers, for Amjack Pelly, for the biggest clown in the world, Stiff Mike Clown, King, for the BBB, and it stands for Babylon, BB Brain, and the silent guy that agrees to everything, Amjack Pelly.
You're killing
And
it,
Jimmy
kid.
Fingers loves everything I say because I'm the Gazoo. And like I said, I know wrestling better than you. Cash talks, bullshit walks, and you can take that to the bank. See you all next week, everyone.
All right.
People grow up hard on the street as kids, so never dream that they'd be doing the biz. Now they're headed down that road called scared, trading time, they're doing fine for the sentence that the judge gives. Some sit in the cells with their books. They used to time to feed their lives, don't care about the dirt.